The reality is this: it's not 1965 anymore, and scientists are beginning to realize that office desk jobs are bad for your health. While it may take some time for a company to realize this, it is better for you to take action now on your own before the damage is done. Leisha Busak from Medical Daily. Living a sedentary lifestyle can have an impact on your heart health, your bone and muscle loss, and your mental health. I chose this topic because 2 out of 3 adults in America are overweight or obese, according to the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases. Overweight refers to the amount of body weight that may come from muscles, bones, water, and fat, where obese just refers to the excess amount of body fat. My first point is that it takes a toll on your heart health. Next, I'm going to talk about how the sedentary lifestyle impacts your muscle and bone loss. And lastly, I'm going to talk about the participating in physical activity can improve your mental health. When overweight or obese, your heart becomes compromised by the fatty tissue. In a nurse's health study, women who are physically active for 3 or more hours a day reduce the risk of heart attack by half. That's 50% reduced risk of heart attack for 30 minutes a day. Now this 30 minutes a day, you may think, oh, I don't have time for that. But on average, most Americans watch 4.3 hours of TV a day. 4.3 hours. I think you can take half an hour out of that to go exercise or participate in some sort of physical activity, even if it's just walking the dog. Another fact is that about 730,000 people have a stroke every year in America. According to the Aerobics Research Center in Dallas, physically active men reduce the risk of a stroke by 2/3. And according to the Nurses' Health Study, women who are physically active reduce their risk by 50%. That's a bet I'm willing to take to go outside for 30 minutes a day. Another problem with living a sedentary lifestyle is you lose lean muscle mass and bone mass. When you are not exercising, your lean muscle mass deteriorates, which makes it more difficult to complete daily tasks such as getting dressed, bathing, grocery shopping, or moving something from one room to the next. When you don't have this lean muscle mass, your muscles become weak and you become more prone to having an injury when participating in these activities. Bones are like the muscle in the fact that they need physical activity to stay healthy. When you become physically active, your bones maintain their mineral content and their strength. And when you participate in physical activity, your bone loss progresses at a lower rate than if you lived a sedentary lifestyle. Another benefit of being physically active and not living a sedentary lifestyle is your mental health. Sedentary jobs have increased, and that reduces the creativity levels. Since 1950, sedentary jobs have increased by 83%, according to Johns Hopkins Medicine. Marat Dakalek explains that when you are at your job for 8 or more hours a day, you become slouched, and that doesn't allow your lungs to expand fully, getting the full amount of oxygen that you need to maintain concentrated and be productive. When you don't have the full oxygen intake, it doesn't get around your body to a complete point where you can maintain that creativity and edge when you are completing the task at work. A way to fix this is to get a standing desk or have a treadmill or bike desk that you're on for a few hours a day. Just a few hours a day of standing while you're doing your work can help benefit your productivity and creativity when you are completing your work task. Also, when you are more sedentary in your lifestyle, you are more likely to become depressed and have anxiety symptoms. In a study done by Deacon's University Center for Physical Activity and Nutrition, the sedentary lifestyle has an increased risk of depression by 25% and you are more likely to see anxiety symptoms in people who live sedentary lifestyles. When you go outside, this prevents your mood swings and builds a sense of emotional well-being. Just think about that. 30 minutes outside for a walk can benefit your mental health and lowering your risk of depression because you now have motivation to go outside and breathe in the fresh air. In conclusion, living a sedentary lifestyle can have a bad impact on your heart health and can affect the loss of your muscles and bone mass, and it also can take an impact on your mental health. To me, a physical lifestyle seems better than just sitting around and having all these bad things happen to me. When I first talked about was how it takes about your heart health and how it increases your chance of heart attack or a stroke. Secondly, I talked about how it decreases your lean muscle mass and your bone mass. Lastly, I talked about how it can benefit your mental health by just taking a walk in the park. One very important way to avoid hazards of unhealthy living is to obtain a dose of regular physical activity. Dr. James Rimmer. I challenge you to go outside for just 30 minutes a day and see how it impacts your life.